Hello YouTube, and today for your viewing pleasure we have the marvelous Macintosh Performa 450. Now, this Performa 450 was actually a gift to me for my birthday, and honestly I'm super thankful for it. It is such a lovely machine. I have powered it up to see if it works, but that is about it. I mostly wanted to turn it on and explore it with y'all. So before I turn it on, I want to go through just the front and back and insides just really quickly. So on the front, we have the badge, Macintosh Performa 450, and the floppy drive. On the back we have the power switch, the AC input, display, printer and modem ports, SCSI port, ADB port, audio out, and microphone in. And then also in the processor direct slot, which we will get a better view of in a moment, here is Ethernet. I am not sure what speed this is at. I would guess probably, given the age of the machine, my guess would be 10 base T, but it's possible that this is fast Ethernet, depending on the age of the card itself. This is a machine from 1993, so, Looking inside the machine, all that you need to do is unsnap these two latches, which I already have, and lift up the case. And here we have inside the machine. And now this has been fully recapped, retro-brighted, and the previous owner is who installed the blue SCSI and the Ethernet card. So what we have here, I believe, is this is a 8 megabyte SIM for memory. I believe this is the VRAM module. And then the processor under here, it's a 25 megahertz 68030. And if these specs sound familiar, that's because the Performa 450 is actually also the LC3, just under a different name. And then here is the processor direct slot, currently being used by the Ethernet card. And so yeah, I'm actually really a fan of how this machine is assembled on the inside. It's a really clean design, and I really like it. So now we have the machine plugged in, and I can just flip the power switch on the back and we will hear the chime. And here we have the Macintosh starting up into System 753 Revision 2. And it actually starts up really quickly. And yeah, I've basically left this untouched. So on the blue SCSI, it looks like there is a 250 megabyte disk image that has some stuff installed. There is our 12 megabytes of RAM. And this is indeed System Software 753 Revision 2. So yeah, let's just look around, because looking around is always fun. So here we have the After Dark, which came installed. Let's see. The control strip isn't installed, which probably makes sense because this is a low memory system. I like to install it, but like I also this is my lowest memory system. It used to be my PowerBook 1400, and it would still be if I hadn't gotten a memory upgrade for that. But yeah, let's just let's see, volumes. Flying toasters. I always like to crank it up to the maximum and then just let it run. But I'll probably tell it to mute the sound. Which I really like, having 24-hour time. And date format. Oh, wait, let's see. Year, month, day. There we go. There are some games. Let's see. Really good classics. I myself am partial to SimCity 2000, as you may know. This soundtrack is honestly so good. I said this in my Power Mac 7600 video as well, but I just love the soundtrack. It brings back a lot of memories for me. I remember the summer I got my Power Mac 4, I would just spend hours upon hours playing SimCity 2000 and Jazz Jackrabbit 2, and yeah, honestly both are really good games. Let's see. And this is my first 68,000 pace Mac. I'm really happy because this will allow me to do some really cool stuff that requires like some earlier compatibility things like 24-bit addressing, which I'll show the memory control panel in a second, but yeah. It definitely slows down when you have a big like map like this. But yeah, that's SimCity 2000. And then the memory control panel should show off what I was talking about. 32-bit addressing. I really just like, there are some things like Mac Minix that require 32-bit addressing to be off. So, like, the 68030 is like the last processor that can do that, I believe. Also, I believe the Apple IIe card requires 32-bit addressing to be off. Which, this has a PDS slot that is currently taken up by the Ethernet controller, but, you know, it could also house the Apple IIe card in addition to a number of other things. So, next up, I think it would be a good time to show off networking, which I got working. It actually took me an embarrassingly long time to get networking enabled and working. First, it just wouldn't work, so I tried updating Open Transport. That also didn't work. So then I tried downgrading, and because there's this application that can automatically switch between Mac TCP and Open Transport. So I tried downgrading back to Mac TCP, and then using a driver installer for the Ethernet card. It's an Asante MCLC, I think it is. But yeah, MCLC revision A. That's in here. And it's just an LC3 PDS card. Or, I think it actually works with LC1 and LC2 as well, but this is in Performa 450 or LC3. But anyway, so yeah, this works just fine now. And I have Open Transport enabled. And what I did was I hooked it up to my managed switch instead of one of my unmanaged switches, and manually told it to run at 10 megabits per second half duplex. Because, and I forgot about this until I was just reading some forum posts, old Ethernet hardware sometimes, I'm not sure how frequent it is, but my guess is that it's more common than not, has issues with auto negotiation on newer Ethernet switches and stuff. So that means the issue was that it just wasn't able to negotiate the correct speed. And this is indeed a 10 megabits card. But anyway, so once I said 10 megabits per second, half duplex, and, you know, I configured Open Transport and everything, it works. Let's see. That is fine. But yeah. Oh, it looks like the script doesn't quite work, but let's see. Let's load my site with my PowerBook 1400 page. And as you can see, there's no CSS or anything, but it works perfectly. And yeah, so that is really cool. I really love that. And this last thing that I want to show off is more of just like a fun little thing for me than anything else, but this is an auto-inject floppy drive. All my other Macintoshes don't have auto-inject floppy drives. So I wanted to show that off just because it's fun. And I thought, what better way to do that than to install probably one of my favorite classic Mac games, Warlords 2. And as you can see, System 7.0 or later, 4.4 megabytes of minimum RAM, and 68 to 30 or better recommended, which means that we are completely within spec to play the game. So let's just get out the discs, and let's start off with disc 1. So, auto inject floppy mechanisms are pretty cool. You just push it in, and it automatically loads. And here on the computer, we see Warlords 2 installer. Let's see. Looks good. Requires 10 megabytes. Let's install. Yes. And then I'll just go and put it in the games with the other games. Let's see. So it has finished, so let's restart, and it should eject the floppy with the motorized eject. And there we go. So now Warlords 2 is installed, and in theory, we can run it. I'm not sure how fast it'll run, because this is a, 68 to 30, so like minimum, the very minimum processor that it recommends. And what I'll probably do is, let's see. I don't know what it's gonna do with like, basically I'm gonna try and set up a like 8-10 player computer match. So yeah, I think this will be fun to watch. Just, it'll probably take a while, but to complete. But I've done this sort of thing before on my Power Mac G4, and it's pretty fun to watch. There we go. Let's see. I have no idea what this is gonna do for like increase how long it's gonna take the game to play or anything, but let's begin the game.
Let the war begin.
So here we go. It'll be interesting to see how how long it takes for it'll just be interesting to see how long it takes for this stuff to play out. And so there you have it. After somewhere around 14 or 15 hours, the war game has concluded. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This machine is honestly so fun to play around with, and I'm really happy with it. I think it'll be really fun to play around with. But anyway, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.